Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I have not been posting in like almost a year now. Last time I posted was like my 23rd birthday, but that's because I was not doing well and I was going through so much, but now I'm better and a lot happier now, and I have not posted in like a year and I just wasn't okay, and I just want to make this video like a rant because the thing that's not talked about enough, especially in our world, is autism influencers and how they want to pursue content creation because that's just their dream, but then they can't because we are really awkward or we don't know what to talk about, especially if you have ADHD, and like I don't know, it's just a lot harder, and I wish there was like more education and like support, especially with kids in school. Like it's just so hard, and I feel like our world's not set up for us, like people like me with high functioning autism, and especially girl autism, because our world's so used to boy autism where it's more visible, but with us girls we are more just emotional. It's really hard, and that was also why I stopped doing content creation for a really long time, because I can't go live on TikTok anymore because I'm too self-aware. It's affecting my friendships now where I don't want to hang out with my friends anymore, and I'm not seeing one of my best friends in almost a year because I was too self-aware with my autism. When I seen her at her baby shower and I got embarrassed, and I embarrassed myself, and people were recording her opening gifts, and I was just so embarrassed that like I didn't even want to show my face around her anymore or her family because how embarrassed I was. And like it's hard, it's so hard, and it's to the point now where I can only be friends with other people who have autism because like they understand me, and like my best friend's autistic and she's the only friend I really talk to the most because she gets it. I don't know, it's just really hard, and being in a relationship with someone who's a male with autism is so good for me because I'm not alone in this, and also like you taught me how to like unmask. Now I don't know how to remask, because when I learned how to mask myself I wasn't masking enough still, but I was masking enough to get by due to trauma and getting bullied growing up. That's what taught me how to mask, but now I don't know how to remask, and I don't know. Like I just feel so alone in a world that's not prepared, and it makes it so much harder, especially because the older I get the more I realize how alone I am, and it's to the point now where like I rather prefer posting on social media and be myself than try to be normal, because I love social media and I love being a content creator, but I can't do that if I'm being like not being brutally honest and acting like everything's okay, and like I had to teach myself how to not look at my old posts or not look at my other things, because not everyone gets it. And I think in a world where social media is getting more and more and more toxic and unbearable for autistics or people with learning disabilities or someone that's not by the social standard pretty or understandable or funny, is just getting so hard and worse every year, to the point where maybe other autistics like me want to be a social creator, but then they can't because then they feel the same way I do. And it's just really hard, and the only reason why I'm coming back is because my main TikTok page that I have now is just talking and showing awareness to a lot of things that aren't talked about enough, because I felt like, well, if no one's gonna want to touch on that subject or talk about that subject, then I have to be the one to do it, because if I feel so alone in this world, then someone else must feel the same way as me. And I don't know, I feel like if I can like just save one person's life with learning disabilities or with autism, then I'm at least doing something right. When I spent my whole life like acting out and being rebellious because I felt so misunderstood, and I don't know. But then I also don't want to be something that little kids look up to in a lot of ways, because I am not perfect and my personality is very like wild and always has been wild, so I don't want to like be scrutinized or be painted as a bad influence for being myself. But I also don't want kids to feel alone either. And it's just this back and forth thing where I have to learn how to manage with on my own, because everyone's experience is differently with autism and my disabilities and mental health problems. And I don't know, like all I do know is that like I just want to post, and I know I'm rambling on and on and I'm saying the same thing in different ways, but like this is the only way I could like communicate the reality of my situation. And I don't know, I just want to get back to doing things I love and felt like I couldn't do because of world. And I do want to create TikToks, I do want to go live, but I also don't want to go live because not everyone's autistic, and I know that's mean to say, but I'd rather be in a world full of people like me than people that aren't like me. And maybe that's due to the trauma, I don't know, but I'm sick and tired of being the only person I feel like in this world, besides my husband and my best friend, that are like this. And I just want friends. But I'm at the stage of life where my old friends can't be my friends anymore, because they're normal compared to me, and it's hard, really hard. And I don't want to feel like the sore thumb in my friendships anymore, and I don't want to feel the way I feel every day anymore either. And that's a hard reality, like to grow up and realizing that you can only be around other people that feel the same way you do or understand you, because you just want to not feel like a sore thumb anymore. And it's sad, like it genuinely is sad, because then you also have to realize that like your old life's over, and like you have to grieve. And that's what this whole year has been about, is just me grieving the life I thought I would have, and wanting so bad, because I don't know if it was just me, but growing up I would be like, oh, I'm going to college, I'm going to get married at this age, I'm going to excel in life. And then you have to get diagnosed, because I was late diagnosed. I was almost 17 when I got diagnosed fully, because they tested me at 16. But then I didn't start getting like the response I needed until I was 17. So like majority of my life, like I didn't have that, and I was treated normally, so I had the expectation that I would be normal growing up. And I think that's so much harder than boys who get diagnosed sooner, because then they go their whole life like knowing what their limits are and how they're going to be treated and like what to expect from themselves. But I never got that, And I'm not putting the blame on anyone because, again, girls are diagnosed later. They aren't having enough research on women, so then they're like told you have to succeed without males, so you have to do better than males in a lot of areas because a lot of women aren't respected as same as men, so you have to push harder, and it's just really hard. And getting on disability was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Getting on food stamps was really hard, and I haven't even started disability fully yet because I don't want my life over, and that's what it feels like. And I know that's not true, but also at the same time, like, I don't know. And it's harder too because I'm getting married next year, and then people are telling me if you get married you probably won't get the help if your husband makes a lot of money, and that kills me because I have to choose between legally getting married, if that's true, or having something that I so desperately need at the same time. And I'm gonna start crying. Like, it's just, I don't know. And like, it's hard because like my family's like, well, just start the process of getting on disability. Like, you need it. But like, they don't realize like how any of this feels because they're so fortunate enough to be able to be successful more than me, and feel like they never had to grieve a life that they thought they were gonna have. And like, I'm posting this because I want to help people like feel and understand like you're not alone if you feel like your life's over now, or you're grieving the whole life you thought you were gonna have growing up, because I get it. And anyways, I hope this video made you feel less alone. And I know this video was really confusing, but I just wanted to post and be honest and show people who are not autistic or with disabilities how hard it actually is. And I hope that any little girl who sees this and getting bullied in school, you're not weird. And just because you miss social cues or having disabilities does not mean your life's over, even if it feels like it is. And if you don't understand why people are treating you a certain way, it's not your fault. And I know that's easier said than done, and just because I say it doesn't feel like I'm actually saying it to you, and it goes right over your head, because the reality of the situation is not going to change, and I'm sorry. People who are mean to you will always be mean to you in a lot of different ways, because they just don't understand. And they're lucky they don't get to understand, because life for us is really hard. Really fucking hard. And if you're in your early 20s like me and autistic and had a late evaluation and you have to grieve the life you thought you were gonna have, you're also not alone. And I'm sorry that you don't get to live the life that you wanted for yourself, because it's not fair for any of us. It doesn't make you less of a woman or less of a mother or less than a wife because you can't do some things, and it doesn't make you a horrible mother. And if you lost a lot of friend groups or feel like you can't be friends with your old friends because you're at a way different life pace than them, that's also okay. You're not alone. And you're not embarrassing if you embarrass yourself in front of your friends because you're different. But I'm gonna go now, or I'm gonna start crying for hours on end about this topic. But I really hope this video finds you and helps you, and yeah, bye.